What's up YouTube, it's Mahya here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something quite controversial, the languages I regret learning, and why you should think twice before diving into a new language. I know language learning is so exciting, but not all languages are worth your time and effort unless you have a good reason to study them. If you pick a language for the wrong reason, it can be quite frustrating and it will not end up well. Some students dive into a new language with the wrong expectations and it rarely ends up well. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why I regret studying certain languages and how can you choose the right language to learn. Let's get started. For those of you who do not know me and you're new to our channel, welcome everyone. My name is Mahya Mirsadeghi. I'm from Iran. Right now I'm doing my master's in China. I can speak in these 8 languages, but when I started becoming a polyglot, I was studying 11 languages. But there were 3 languages that I stopped learning and I regret starting them. Let's talk about them. I'm going to start with a fun experiment that I did myself when I was managing a language learning school. We had a group of elementary Korean language students. That class was amazing. We had a lot of students. Let's say we had 40 students studying elementary level. And they were so excited, so passionate about language learning. Once their first semester of 1 month was over and they had to start the second semester, I noticed that many students are not willing to register for our next semester. And I was quite shocked and surprised, as a manager, I felt like we did something wrong. Like, what's going on? Like, why you are not registering in our courses anymore? So I was like, I have to ask them the reason. Maybe there's something with our method or our teacher. Like, there should be something wrong. Like, why literally like half of the students did not register? I reached out to both groups, the ones that kept continuing learning Korean with us and the ones who quit the class. The ones who quit the class had a really interesting answer to share with me. We signed up for the Korean class because we liked Korean culture, K-pop, K-drama, and we wanted to be able to understand those dramas and music without subtitle. While that's a great starting point to learn a new language, most of them failed to continue learning that language. They underestimated how much effort it takes to learn a new language and how quickly that initial excitement can wear off. They thought that only by studying Korean for a few semesters, they will be able to fully understand those dramas and music clips. But it wasn't like that. Language learning is so difficult. It requires a lot of time, energy, and passion. You have to truly be passionate about what you're doing in order to be successful. You need to have that strong reason, that strong motivator to makes you wake up every morning and go for it and study your target language. As I mentioned earlier, understanding movies and series is a good reason, but it's not enough because of how hard language learning is. When I reached out to the other group, to those who kept continuing learning Korean, I found out that they had a much stronger reason for learning Korean. Most of them, they wanted to apply for Korean scholarship. They wanted to go and study in Korea. That's why they were able to study this language despite how difficult it was. So I never judge the students that register in a language course and after 1 or 2 semesters, they give up. Learning a language requires a lot of commitment, unless you have a strong personal reason to stick with it. Watching K-dramas or listening to K-pop might get you started, but it's not always enough to carry you through the challenges of truly mastering the language. In my experience, students who started learning Korean or other languages such as Italian, German, or Japanese just because it was trendy struggled the most. They didn't have a deeper passion or clear purpose, and eventually the effort felt more than it was worth. The same exact thing happened when I started learning Korean, Russian, and Portuguese. I just started learning these languages because I felt like these languages were important and I just liked them. I remember when I first went to the Russian class, I remember most of my classmates had strong reasons to learn Russian, such as doing business with Russia or traveling to Russia, living in Russia, or studying in Russia. And the only person that was doing it for fun was me. Like, the teacher was asking all the students, why Russian? And when she asked me, I was like, I like it. And she was like, and? I was like, I just like it. I just want to know all the languages of the UN. And she was like, okay. And guess who was the first to leave that class? Me. Yeah. It's me. I made a complete video on why I failed Russian and the mistakes that you should avoid as a polyglot when starting a new language. So make sure to check that video out because I shared valuable experiences and lessons that I never shared before with anyone. And it was really hard for me to share those personal things on social media, but I'm just your big sister and I'm here to share with you everything that I learned in my life. So make sure to watch this video. So before you pay for that one language learning course and before you buy tons of books, make sure that you have a strong reason for learning that language. So how can I choose the right language to learn? Here are a few tips that will save you time and frustration. Number one, ask yourself, why am I even starting this language? If you cannot come up with a strong reason, you have to think twice. Pick a language that aligns with your goals, a language that can help you boost in your personal life, in your career, or in your studies. Do a deep research before starting a new language. You need to make sure that the language that you are choosing aligns with your goals and life plans. So usually during my coaching sessions, I tell my students, write your goals. Write the things that you want to do in life. And based on those things, choose the right language for yourself. I remember when I was studying French at school, most of my classmates were art students because French is the language of art. When I was studying Arabic in Iran, I had a lot of classmates who were doing a degree in law. So it meant that knowing Arabic can help law students with their work, or I even remember having Persian literature students in my Arabic course because knowing Arabic will help you improve your Persian. So this is how you can connect languages with your goals and career. I did a degree in Chinese language in university because I wanted to do trade between China and my country. So this is how you should put time and effort and do real research to find out the right language for yourself. And before paying for those language courses and buying tons of books, you have to make sure that you like the language because that's also important. Go for it. Just do a simple research on ChatGPT about the structure of the language, about the grammar, about how it sounds, because you need to have that connection, that love with that language. My problem with Russian was that I didn't feel that connection with the culture or with how that language sounded. So this also matters. You go for a language, but later on you realize that you just don't like it because of the way it sounds or because of how difficult the grammar is. So make sure to have a wider understanding of the language before you dive into it. Thank you so much everyone for watching today's video. Don't forget that there is no such a thing as a bad language to learn. All languages are great or amazing or beautiful. It just varies from a person to another. And keep in mind that language learning is not supposed to be easy. It is fun, it is entertaining, it is amazing, but it requires a lot of time, a lot of effort, and most importantly, consistency is the key. Don't forget to comment down below which language you think other people should learn because that language is really helpful. And which language did you find not quite useful and you regret learning? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video.